Chapter 46. Nico. They made it to the first onager just as chaos broke loose in the Legion. On the far end of the line, cries went up from the 5th cohort. Legionnaires scattered and dropped their pila. A dozen centaurs barreled through the ranks, yelling and waving their clubs, followed by a horde of two-headed men banging on trash can lids. "What's going on down there?" Llewellyn asked. "That's my distraction," Nico said. "Come on." All the guards had clustered on the right side of the onager, trying to see what was going on down the ranks, which gave Nico and his comrades a clear shot to the left. They passed within a few feet of the nearest Roman, but the Legionnaire didn't notice them. Llewellyn's mist magic seemed to be working. They jumped the spiked trench and reached the machine. "I brought some Greek fire," Cecil whispered. "No," Nico said. "If we make the damage too obvious, we'll never get the other ones in time. Can you recalibrate the aim, like, toward the other onagers' firing lines?" Cecil grinned. "Oh, I like the way you think. They sent me because I excel at messing things up." He went to work while Nico and the others stood guard. Meanwhile, the 5th cohort was brawling with the two-headed men. The 4th cohort moved in to help. The other 3 cohorts held their positions, but the officers were having trouble keeping order. "All right," Cecil announced. "Let's move." They shuffled across the hillside toward the next onager. This time the mist didn't work so well. One of the onager guards yelled, "Hey!" "Got this!" Will sprinted off, which was possibly the stupidest diversion Nico could imagine, and 6 of the guards chased after him. The other Romans advanced on Nico, but Llewellyn appeared out of the mist and yelled, "Hey! Catch!" She lobbed a white ball the size of an apple. The Roman in the middle caught it instinctively. A 20-foot spear of powder exploded outward, and when the dust settled, all 6 Romans were squealing pink piglets. "Nice work," Nico said. Llewellyn blushed. "Well, it's the only pig ball I have, so don't ask for an encore." And, Cecil pointed. "Somebody better help Will." Even in their armor, the Romans were starting to gain on Solus. Nico cursed and ran after them. He didn't want to kill other demigods if he could avoid it. Fortunately, he didn't need to. He tripped the Roman in the back and the others turned. Nico jumped into the crowd, kicking groins, smacking faces with the flat of his blade, bashing helmets with his pommel. In 10 seconds, the Romans all lay groaning and dazed on the ground. Will punched his shoulder. "Thanks for the assist. 6 at once isn't bad." "Not bad," Nico glared at him. "Next time I'll just let them run you down, Solus." "Oh, they never catch me." Cecil waved at them from the onager, signaling that his job was done. They all moved toward the 3rd siege machine. In the Legion ranks, everything was still in chaos, but the officers were starting to reassert control. The 5th and 4th cohorts regrouped while the 2nd and 3rd acted as riot police, shoving centaurs and cynocephali and two-headed men back into their respective camps. The 1st cohort stood closest to the onager, a little too close for Nico's comfort, but they seemed occupied by a couple of officers parading in front of them, shouting orders. Nico hoped they could sneak up on the 3rd siege machine. One more onager redirected and they might stand a chance. Unfortunately, the guards spotted them from 20 yards away. One yelled, "There!" Llewellyn cursed. "They're expecting an attack now. The mist doesn't work well against alert enemies. Do we run?" "No," Nico said. "Let's give them what they expect." He spread his hands. In front of the Romans, the ground erupted. 5 skeletons clawed out of the earth. Cecil and Llewellyn charged in to help. Nico tried to follow, but he would have fallen on his face if Will hadn't caught him. "You idiot!" Will put an arm around him. "I told you no more of that underworld magic." "I'm fine." "Shut up. You're not." From his pocket, Will dug out a pack of gum. Nico wanted to pull away. He hated physical contact, but Will was a lot stronger than he looked. Nico found himself leaning against him, relying on his support. "Take this," Will said. "You want me to chew gum? Well, it's medicinal. It should keep you alive and alert for a few more hours." Nico shoved a stick of gum into his mouth. "Tastes like tar and dirt. Stop complaining." "Hey." Cecil limped over, looking like he pulled a muscle. "You guys kind of missed the fight." Llewellyn followed, grinning. Behind them, all the Roman guards were tangled in a weird assortment of ropes and bones. "Thanks for the skeletons," she said. "Great trick." "Which he won't be doing again," Will said. Nico realized he was still leaning against Will. He pushed him away and stood on his own 2 feet. "I'll do what I need to." Will rolled his eyes. "Fine, Death Boy. If you want to get yourself killed, do not call me Death Boy." Llewellyn cleared her throat. Guys? "Drop your weapons!" Nico turned. The fight at the 3rd onager had not gone unnoticed. The entire 1st cohort was advancing on them, spears leveled, shields locked. In front of them marched Octavian, purple robes over his armor, imperial gold jewelry glittering on his neck and arms, and a crown of laurels on his head as if he'd already won the battle. Next to him was the Legion's standard-bearer, Jacob, holding the golden eagle, and 6 huge cynocephali, their canine teeth bared, their swords glowing red. "Well," Octavian snarled. "Greek as saboteurs!" He turned to his dog-headed warriors. "Tear them apart!